There are questions that may seem harmless, but they can completely ruin the impression you've been trying to build with the woman you like. Many men think that the more they ask, the more they show they care. But the truth is, some questions make you lose points instantly and even push her further away from you. And the unfortunate part is, these are often the exact questions that show up most in those very first conversations. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 questions that men should never ask when they're just getting to know a woman. Not only will I explain why they backfire, but I'll also show you smarter alternatives so you can avoid these mistakes and become far more attractive in her eyes. So let's start with the very first one. The trap that many guys think is cute, but in reality, it kills all their charm. Number 1. What do you like about me so far? You've been out with a woman a few times. Everything seems to be going well. But then, in a moment of silence, you blurt out, "What do you like about me so far?" At first, it might sound like a playful way to break the ice, maybe even a little charming. But in reality, this question makes you look like you're begging for validation. Why is that dangerous? Because you've just put her in the position of having to evaluate you. If she's not ready to share, she'll feel pressured, and instead of creating comfort, you've created tension. In psychology, this is called seeking validation, and it destroys the natural confidence that's supposed to make you attractive in the first place. Remember, if she already agreed to spend time with you, that's a positive sign. You don't need to test her or look for reassurance. What you should do is relax, be yourself, and let her show her interest when the time is right. What makes you attractive isn't the question you ask. It's the confident energy you bring to the conversation. So don't turn a date into some kind of exam. Let the connection unfold naturally, and let the joy come from the moments you create together. And if you think this question is awkward, there's another one that's even worse. Because it doesn't just reveal insecurity, it exposes impatience in the clearest way possible. Number 2. Do you think I have a chance with you? Picture this. You're on a date full of laughter. The vibe is light, easy, natural. But suddenly, you lean in and ask, "Do you think I have a chance with you?" It may sound bold, but in truth, it's like you're asking for permission to be accepted. The problem? That question instantly kills the fun energy. It turns a lighthearted moment into something heavy and awkward. And in her eyes, you go from confident to needy, maybe even a little desperate. In psychology, this is a classic sign of insecurity. Instead of showing strength, you're handing over your sense of value to her judgment. Always remember, attraction doesn't come from asking whether you have a chance. It comes from the energy you carry, from the way you speak, from the comfort you create. You don't need her to answer right away. If the connection is real, she'll feel it through the moments you share, not through a question that corners her into making a choice. So stop asking for reassurance. Live in a way that shows you are the answer. That kind of confidence makes her want to stay, not because you begged for it, but because you deserve it. And here's the truth. Sometimes insecurity doesn't come out through words alone. It shows up in the smallest details, like the way you react when one of your messages goes unanswered. Number 3. Why didn't you reply to my message? You text her. An hour goes by, then 2, then the entire evening. You keep checking your phone, but there's still no reply. Finally, in frustration, you send, "Why didn't you reply to my message?" It might seem harmless, but in reality, this one question exposes all of your insecurity. In her eyes, you instantly look impatient, emotionally unstable, and needy. Remember this. Everyone gets busy. She could be at work, with her family, or maybe she just needs a little space. A missed text doesn't automatically mean she's not interested. But the moment you confront her about it, you turn something normal into pressure. She feels watched, monitored, and uncomfortable. And that destroys the sense of ease she should feel around you. In psychology, this is called needy behavior. Actions that come from emotional scarcity. And nothing kills attraction faster than that. So what's the smarter move? Instead of asking why, keep the conversation going in a light and confident way. Show her that you're grounded, that your world doesn't fall apart over a delayed reply. And more importantly, pay attention to the bigger picture. If she consistently ignores your messages, that's not a sign to push harder. It's a sign to move on. A confident man never begs for attention. He knows his value, and he's willing to walk away when he isn't respected. But sometimes, your curiosity doesn't stop at messages. Many men make the mistake of asking questions that sound like compliments, yet they actually make a woman feel judged, cornered, and uncomfortable. Number 4. Why are you still single? You're sitting across from her, completely taken by her smile. She's smart, attractive, and has everything that makes you wonder. And then you ask, why are you still single? At first glance, it might sound flattering, but in reality, this question forces her to defend herself. Instead of feeling valued, she feels scrutinized. What you've really implied is, what's wrong with you that you're still alone? In psychology, this is known as the framing effect. You've unintentionally framed her single status as a problem. And in that instant, she becomes defensive, creating a wall instead of a connection. The truth is, people stay single for countless reasons. It might be a choice, it might be timing, or it could be personal growth. Being single is not a flaw, and it's definitely not something you should interrogate. So instead of focusing on why she's single, focus on who she is today. Ask about her passions, her goals, the things that make her happy. Those are the questions that open the door to genuine connection. Because at the end of the day, what draws her in isn't analyzing why she's alone. It's the way you make her want to share her present life with you. And if you're curious about her love life, there's a question even more dangerous. A question that touches her deepest privacy and can make you lose all your points in seconds. Number 5. What was your ex like? The date is going well. You want to know her better? To find something that makes you feel more secure. And then you ask, what was your ex like? It may sound like an innocent question, but in reality, you've just stepped right into the most sensitive territory, her past relationships. The moment she hears it, most women will immediately feel on guard, because what you're really communicating is that you're comparing yourself to the man who came before you. And in that instant, you no longer look confident. You look curious, insecure, and worried about whether you measure up. In psychology, this is known as the comparison trap. When you focus too much on her past, you lose the chance to create a brand new chapter with yourself. Remember this, her past belongs to her, and no one wants their history dissected on a date. If she wants to share, let it happen naturally, when she's ready, not when you pressure her. The wiser move is to focus on the present. Ask about the things that make her happy, her dreams, the moments that bring her energy right now. That's how you build real connection. Because if you stay stuck on her ex, you'll miss the chance to become the next. And if you think bringing up her ex is uncomfortable, there's another question that's even worse. One that's blunt, deeply personal, and almost guaranteed to push her away. Number 6. How much do you make? Imagine you've just met a woman. Things are fresh, light, and new. But then you ask, how much do you make? This isn't curiosity anymore. This is walking straight into one of the most private areas of all, money. In her eyes, you instantly come across as rude, tactless, maybe even calculating. Instead of being seen as confident, you look like you're trying to measure her value with a number. In psychology, this is a classic example of a transactional mindset. You've turned what should be an easy, flowing conversation into an uncomfortable interview. Remember, attraction doesn't come from how much money she makes. It comes from her character, her values, and the connection the two of you can build together. If you want to understand her lifestyle, there are far more thoughtful ways. Ask about her career, her passions, or the things she enjoys in her free time. Through those conversations, you'll naturally understand how she lives without ever prying into her bank account. What makes a woman drawn to you is not that you know her salary, but that you're wise enough to show her you care about who she truly is. And when you avoid questions like this, you don't just earn her respect. You create a space where natural connection can grow. Because at the end of the day, what matters isn't the wallet. It's the value you bring to the relationship. What you need to remember is this. Attraction never comes from asking too many questions or digging into someone's private life. It comes from how you make her feel when she's with you. Questions like, What do you like about me so far? Or, how much do you make? Don't make you more interesting. They only make you look insecure, less refined, and easy to lose points right from the start. True attraction comes from confidence, from respect, and from allowing things to grow naturally. When you let go of the need for constant validation, you become the man who brings ease, comfort, and undeniable charm. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to be the most authentic, confident, and alive version of yourself. And when you do that, love will find you, instead of you chasing after it. If you found this message helpful, make sure to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. And drop a comment below. Out of these 6 questions, have you ever accidentally asked one? I'd love to hear your story. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.